Each year, September 11th is one of the most somber days on our calendar. 17 years ago today, a handful of terrorists set out to attack our nation and succeeded. They hijacked airplanes and used them as weapons to murder thousands of innocent people and lay low some of our most treasured national landmarks. Their heinous acts shattered millions of lives and set off wars that rage halfway across the world even today. September 11, 2001 is indeed a dark day in America's history. We in this part of New Jersey mark this day with a special pain because we have been touched by 9/11 in a unique way. The attacks killed almost 3,000 men and women, at least 64 of whom were connected to Morris County in some way. We watched the towers burn and crumble with our own eyes. In fact, my wife Johanna, then a young New York City lawyer carrying our first child, watched from her Midtown office as the second tower fell. And she wondered how she and our baby would make it home that day. So many of us know and love and live with survivors who were there on 9/11, in the city, in the towers even, and who today are living witnesses to the horrors of those events. Our community comes together especially on this occasion to comfort those who suffered the loss of a beloved family member or friend on that terrible day. We do our best to show our compassion for their loss, and once again, offer our condolences and support to our neighbors in need. We also mark 9/11 to remind our children, so many of whom are here with us this morning, of the dark, dark day that befell America just a few years ago. We remind them that we were attacked by hateful men who wanted to hurt America because America loves liberty. And we will teach them that in the face of that hate, the best response is to love liberty even more. But there's also something else we must teach our children today. 9/11 is not a day just for mourning. It is a day to redouble our commitment to that liberty, to plant ourselves more firmly than ever on our nation's bedrock belief that all men and women are created equal, that everyone is therefore worthy of each other's love and respect, that love and respect calls us as Americans to great responsibilities, that our nation is unique and important among the family of nations because of those truths, and that we are at our best when we keep those truths ever in our minds and fulfill our responsibilities to each other and the world. And so 9/11 is also a day to recognize the incredible heroism and selflessness of Americans who knew what their responsibilities were on 9/11. When the Twin Towers were burning, when the Pentagon was under attack, firefighters and civilians alike put others before themselves and rushed into the fires to save the lives of total strangers. When the passengers of Flight 93 realized that they and their plane were part of the terrorist plot, they bravely charged their captors and crashed their plane so that their fellow Americans wouldn't perish with them. As the dust settled and as the fires still smoldered in lower Manhattan on that day, ordinary citizens from across the country dropped what they were doing and came to New York to help a wounded city heal. 17 years ago, the heroes of 9/11 received an opportunity to do good in the face of senseless violence. Today, we recall that to the very best of their ability, they took that opportunity. They met their responsibilities, and we pass along to future generations not just memories of pain and loss, but lessons on how America responds when it is challenged. In the coming years, our nation, as we have from our beginnings, will be called upon to respond to various hardships. We hope that those challenges never again approach the horrors we recall today, but we know some inevitably will. When those times come, may we act as Americans always have, and like we did on September 11, 2001, with a love of others that transcends fear and hatred, and a steadfast commitment to our beloved country that remains humanity's last, best hope On this day, as much as any other, may God bless you, and may God bless our great nation.